Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Food Experience. Today's food experience, it's actually something I filmed over last weekend. I made a 5-layer lasagna, and I got the idea from a channel called Vincenzo's Plate. I love following his videos. He has so many good ideas, and they're all really authentic. Mine, I kind of strayed from it a little bit, but not very much at all. Anyhow, there are some caveats. I totally messed up on the bechamel. I wanted to add more in between each layer. Totally forgot to. It's my first time ever doing it like this. But I'll tell you what, the cheeses I used were amazing, especially the Parmigiano Reggiano. It was from Italy and so good. And I think I put maybe a little bit too much sauce in there. Anyhow, I'll come back and do this all again sometime real soon. But until then, let's go ahead and get it started. And here we go. For the different types of cheese, I'm using provolone, Parmigiano Reggiano, and whole milk mozzarella. I'll prepare all of these off camera. For the sofrito, I need a small cut carrot, celery, and onion. I'll do that off camera. Starting with a stainless steel pan, adding a couple tablespoons of oil. I have my induction cooktop. I'll go with medium high and start. Good thing about induction is it heats up very fast. Putting in the onions, carrots, and celery. Stir that all together. Normally you'd use a wooden spoon, but I had this meat masher and I'm going to use it to mash up the meat. And why get another tool dirty, right? They've been going about 6 minutes now, and wow, they smell so good. And I think they're starting to soften up. I could tell by using the masher on them, on the carrots. Yeah, they're definitely starting to soften up a bit. 1 pound of Italian sausage and 1 pound of lean ground beef. Not the extra lean, just the regular lean. And I'll start breaking it up. I'll let that cook for a little bit. Been stirring it up occasionally behind the scenes. But yeah, that smells so good with the combination of those vegetables for the sofrito and the combination of the Italian sausage and the beef. Wow. I'm adding a little bit of salt and some black pepper. Mix that in. Adding 5 ounces of red wine. Stir that in. You want to let it simmer until the red wine is evaporated. Make sure to stir it occasionally. I could totally smell that red wine has infused itself into the meat. Everything smells so delicious. Adding 2 bottles of passata. Stir that in. That should come back up to temperature. Just takes a second after you add the passata. I'm covering it with a lid, and I'll make sure it simmers, and I'm letting that go for 1 hour. Time to make a bechamel sauce. Adding 25 grams of butter, and that's definitely melting a lot more aggressively than I wanted it to, so I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to take it off the heat for a second. It shouldn't really melt that fast. I had it a lot hotter than it needed to be. But it's fine. It hasn't burned. Luckily, I removed it from the heat. By the way, my neighbors are having a party. I can't control any background music. Adding 25 grams of flour. And you want to stir that in. It's going to get clumpy. And you want to keep stirring. I have a little over a cup of milk, and I'm going to pour about a quarter of it in. And keep stirring. Don't stop stirring. You don't want it to burn on the bottom. It's funny, I got Latino music playing while I'm making an Italian dish. Haha, that's wow. Anyhow, you want to keep stirring, keep stirring. I may even turn up the heat just a little bit. And you want this to thicken up. So now I'm going to add some more of the milk back in to loosen it up. Keep stirring though, don't stop. It's thickening up again, I could totally tell. Yeah, now I'm going to add a little more milk. Keep stirring, don't stop. Yeah, it's definitely thickening up again. So I'll add the last little bit of milk. And keep stirring. I'm also adding some salt to the bechamel. Normally you're supposed to add nutmeg. I don't have any. Thought I did. But yeah, that's nice and thick now as it's cooling down. I'm cooking the lasagna in a foil pan, putting down a little bit of oil so it don't stick. Use a paper towel to smooth it out. Get the sides. Get some of the lasagna sauce and spread it out on the bottom. You don't want it to be too heavy and thick, just enough to cover the bottom. I'm using oven-ready lasagna, so I definitely want to make sure there's enough on the bottom. Otherwise, it's not going to cook properly. And that looks good. That looks just about right. Oh yeah, this is perfect side by side. Perfect. Adding a little more sauce on top. Not too much though, but just enough to barely cover the noodles, you know? Adding some Parmigiano Reggiano that I freshly shredded. This stuff smells so incredible, guys. And you want a good amount of it. Some mozzarella and provolone. Adding another layer of pasta. More of the lasagna sauce. Adding some of the bechamel. Put it in a line. Parmigiano Reggiano. Mozzarella. Provolone. And another layer. Parmigiano Reggiano. Mozzarella, provolone. Adding another layer. Lasagna sauce, Parmigiano Reggiano, mozzarella, provolone, another layer. And I think this will be the last layer. I'm running out of cheese here. Using some of the tomato sauce with basil. Now normally if you were to do this in an oven, I would do it covered up. However, since it's in the Pit Boss, it doesn't really have top heating elements. I think it'll be fine to leave it uncovered. I just want to make sure to add enough sauce so it's nice and saucy on top. And adding the rest of the cheese. Parmigiano Reggiano, mozzarella, and provolone. And that's good to go. My Pit Boss is already set at 375 degrees. Into the Pit Boss it goes. I'll check it in about 25 minutes. The lasagna has been in there for a half hour. Oh yeah, the cheese is all nice and melted, but it's not brown. And I know it's done cooking, so I'm putting this into the broiler of my oven for a few minutes. Looks good though. It's been in the broiler for 3 minutes. Oh, wow, yeah, that looks a lot better. The lasagna has been out of the oven for 15 minutes. I still think it's a little hot, but I'm going to try to cut out a square. Can't remember if I did 4 or 5 layers. Boy, this is so cheesy, I could tell. Wow, and nice and saucy. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. Not sure if you could see it from here. That's looking very nice. Same with the first slice, looking good. I'll see you guys back at the table. Welcome back everybody. I'm here with the lasagna. Wow, it looks so good. Certainly smells so good. I know what the sauce already tastes like, but I haven't had it in lasagna form with all that cheese. Wow. And I could tell it's like super cheesy. Totally, look at that. Mmm. Wow. This is honestly some of the best, tastiest, cheesiest lasagna I've ever had. Wow. And I want to give a big shout out to Vincenzo's plate. That's where I got the basis for this recipe. I just tweaked it a little bit to my own liking. And wow, it is so cheesy. The sauce, the tomato, the meat, the cheese, everything about it, the pasta, is everything cooked perfectly. I couldn't ask for better. Like, I've been to some restaurants and had lasagna and was not as satisfied, to be honest. So cheesy, you could see that, right? Even though it's been out of the oven for about 25 minutes now. I could totally tell the different types of cheeses that I used. Man, this is so banging good. I highly recommend recreating this, folks. So that's about all I have for now. I'm going to eat the rest in private. I hope you guys like this video of lasagna in the Pit Boss. And it was the Northern Italy way of doing it. Or yeah, one more thing. I meant to put more bechamel sauce other than the first layer, and I totally spaced. But nonetheless, this is so dynamite. I've never had lasagna like this, and I totally would do this again. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, drop me a line below. I love hearing from you. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. I got all kinds of good things coming up. And until next time, have a stellar day. Be excellent. And most of all, remember me, I'm KJ Andy O, your food experience host with the most. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.